Right. Good evening, everyone of you. I think you can hear my voice. Can you all hear my voice? I hope my video also much clear. Can you all hear me? Yes or no? Right. Okay. Thanks for the update. I think you all are clear with voice, right? Even my video is much clear. Right. Okay. Thanks for the update. Right. Right. I warmly welcome you all for my paper class. This is the very first day that we all are starting the paper class. I hope you all are having kind of desire to get the best result in 2026 as a A-level student, right? Even though you may have a desire, the desire is not enough to get a good results. There must be a path for that. There must be a strategy to that. So what we are doing here, we prepare you for that paper so that you would get a good results, good A, pass for physics subject, right? As you already know that some of might not clear with these sections, some of you knows about these sections. There are mainly 11 topics in your syllabus, right? It is not a theory class, but it's a paper class. But anyway, it's my duty to highlight few things related to the syllabus also. There are 11 topics starting from measurements, mechanics, oscillation waves, thermal physics, gravitational field, electrostatic field, current electricity, electromagnetism, mechanical properties of matter, electronics, and matter and radiation. Like that, there are 11 topics in your syllabus, right? Up to now, you have completed only the measurements plus few sections under the mechanics. Even in my classes, I have fully completed the measurement topic and I started mechanics topic. Actually, I'm halfway through it. I normally my students knows about these sections, but I think there are a few new students. Even some parents call me and ask to join this paper class. In my case, I'll divide mechanics into 10 topics. 10 topics. So you will realize why I'm discussing these sections in the very first day. Soon it will be clear. Mechanics mainly divided into 10 topics. I hope now every one of you, even my class, I already done it. I hope every one of you completed the measurement topic. No problem with the measurement topic. If you have any issue, you can get into my website. Everything is available. Get the recording and watch them. Right? You have that facility. Unlimited recordings available. And also, if you all are using dialogue connection, it's a data-free system. I'm not promoting dialogue, right? I'm not the guy from dialogue, but anyway, I have a link with this website is developed by the dialogue people, so they allow to use free data charge, right? When you take mechanics section, I divided mechanics into 10 topics as I highlighted. The first one is vectors, second one linear motion, third one Newton's laws, fourth one conservation of linear momentum, fifth one power, energy, work. Number 6, equilibrium of forces, center of gravity. Number 7, rotational motion. Number 8, circular motion. Number 9, fluid static. Number 10, fluid dynamics. Right? Fluid dynamics. In my class, as I told you, measurement fully completed. Vectors we completed fully. Linear motion we completed fully. I just started the Newton's laws of motion. Not only my class, most of the classes, the teachers who are doing much work with the students, they are about to start the Newton's laws, or else they are in still linear motion. If you are in somewhere here, that means you haven't completed your part. I mean, you haven't done much questions. That's the main reason. You just touch the surface and travel across it, where you will feel a difficulty when it comes to questions. So if you feel that now you all are here somewhere here, I'm challenging you, you won't be able to do much questions under these subjects. That's the nature. We have to pay much attention on these every unit here. Then only you can learn the subject. Right? It's like mechanics, even it's a heart of physics. Art of physics. It's like a foundation of a house. Without the foundation, you can't prepare, you can't construct the house. Ne? So it's like a foundation of a house. Right. Okay. Sorry about that. So during my class, I'll be questioning you all up to the level I have highlighted. That means during this paper class, I'm conducting only the questions up to the point where I have completed. That means if I started to give a paper today, I'll be discussing a paper, don't worry. If I started to give a paper today, I'll be questioning you all from the measurement topic, vectors, linear motion. After that, once I completed the Newton's laws, I added questions on that also for my paper. After this, add that. After this, add that. After this, add that. Like that, I think you got my point. There are 4 stages like that, 4 steps like that. I will take you very small kind of presentation, because as a students, you should know why you should engage with the paper class. Otherwise, it may not meaningful, right? And I'll tell you how I conduct the paper class, my plan also, right? There are 2 things to discuss. One is why you should engage with the proper paper class, and how I'm conducting the paper class. As you already know that there are mainly 2 papers. One is MCQ paper and other one is essay paper. I hope everyone knows about this. Maybe randomly there are a few students who don't have much idea about the papers. Remember, there are 2 papers for you all, Lamai. One is MCQ paper and other one is essay paper. There are 2 papers. One is MCQ, other one is essay. We call it essay paper. MCQ, there are 50 questions you will get. 50 questions. Essay again divided in 2 parts. Structured essay and essay. Structured essay and essay. If you go with the marks allocation, for MCQ question, 1 mark each MCQ, you get 1 mark. 1 into 50, 50 marks out of 100. There are 4 structured type questions at the exam. You will have 42 practicals in your syllabus. Out of those 42, 4 will be questions. 4 will be questions from you all. So that means if you all are clear with those 42 questions, you could score the structured type questions also. The structure, there are 4 questions, right? Each are compulsory. There is no selection. For 1 structured question, you get 5 marks. 4 into 5, how much? 4 into 5, you get 20. 20 marks out of 100. There are mainly 6 essay questions. Out of that, actually, mainly there are 8 questions, I must say. 8 questions. Out of that, you need to do only 4. 4 questions. 4 into 7.5, that means 30 marks out of 100. This is how the marks allocate. For most of the students, the structure is much complicated, but essay is not that much complicated. The reason behind that, there's a real selection for that. There's a selection for this, right? Structure, there's no selection, all are compulsory. For example, if somebody is not clear with the mechanics lessons, he could jump into oscillation waves and try that question. If we feel that the structured question also difficult, then jump into the thermal physics questions. If we feel the same question is difficult again, he can again jump into a different type of, let's say, current electricity or electronics or matter and radiation. If those are also difficult, he can come to home, right? There is no option to do because he haven't done properly the lessons. That's the reason. So like that, there are several sections to questions, right? And also, you just started your A-levels, Lamai, so you don't have much idea about how those questions are prepared. What is the weight behind those questions? Because you haven't done, you are still in mechanics. Remember, from mechanics, you will get 5 to 6, 5 to 7 MCQs every year. 5 to 6, 5 to 7 MCQs every year. Essay is there. Essay questions also there. The structured is possible. There are 5 structured out of 52 from mechanics. The structured question also possible, but it's not compulsory. We can't say exactly you will get a structured question from mechanics. But if I go with the oscillation waves, which is your which number? What is the unit of oscillation waves? What's the number of it? Anyone else? What is the number of oscillation waves? I mean, unit number what? Anyone else? Yes, very good. It is unit number 3. If you go with the oscillation waves, there are 4 to 5, 4 to 6 MCQs every year. Structured question, definitely we know that there will be a structured question. There will be a say question also. So you like that there are some locations where you 100% know that these things will be questions. These things will be question at the exam. So it is too early for me to highlight which point, which section those will be questions. I can tell you one by one. The first question is from here, the second question is from here, the third question is from here, the fourth question is like that. I can tell you one by one, but it is pointless. The reason you haven't done the you just start your subject, I must say. You just start your subject. So that's the main reason. It's pointless, right? So that is the behavior of it, right? So if somebody can score, normally we request the students to think about the MCQs, right? We request the students to think about the MCQs always. Let's say in MCQ paper, you would be able to score like 40 MCQs, 40 MCQs out of 50, 40 MCQs. The structured question, as it's difficult, you try all those 4 questions, but you could score only 2.5 questions, 2.5 questions out of 4. 2.5 into 4 equal 12.5, isn't it? This is 40 into 1, it is 40, 12.5. Since there are selection, this is much simple compared with that. 3 into 7.5, what is that value? 22.5. If it is 22.5, what is the summation? What's the addition of those values? What is the total value, total number? 40, 12.5, 22.5. What's the value? Anyone else? The simple mathematics. When you add those three values, what's the value? 75. So definitely you get a grade for this. A grade for this. 75 out of 100. This tells you A grade. A grade. So getting an A grade is not a difficult task, but it is not happen most of the time for students. Right? We guide you to get a good A grade at the exam. Remember, the very phenomenal factor is MCQ. We have to pay much more attention for MCQs. අපිට වැඩි potential එකක් වැඩි weight එකක් දාලා MCQ කරන්න ඕනේ. We need to do much MCQs with different type of questions. Right. So that's the brief introduction about the paper and the mechanics section, how I'm going to do this one. Right. So now let me to take you a very small presentation. Yeah, I thought of giving a kind of because you all are engaged with the paper class. If you don't know the value of it, if you don't understand the benefit of it, what's the point of engaging with the paper class? It's pointless. So you have to know the benefit of it, the advantage of a paper class, then only you would engage with it, right? So let me to take you a very small presentation. I'm not taking much time. After that, I will come to the paper, right? Okay, first I will explain about my website. I think most of you would know about website. This is the appearance of the website, right? This is the appearance of the website. You just type your mobile number. You just can you see my can you everyone of you see my cursor? Can you all see my cursor here? Yes or no? Can you all see my cursor? Right. Okay, you can see that. Then you just type your mobile number here and just log in into there. You get an OTP, right? You get an OTP, and with that I will use my, because I need to highlight this one. So I'm getting OTP. Now I got a OTP. So this is the OTP I got. So now we all are going inside the website. So here you need to register for 2026 paper class. 2026 paper class. Which is inside this website, right? Like that, you need to go to the website and first you need to register to the website, because for MCQs, I will upload this. One more thing, for January month, you don't want to pay any additional amount, any payment. It's a free of charge. So get the familiar with the method I explain here. If you are okay with that, you can just continue. Otherwise, you can leave it here, because there is no point of staying here if you can't understand, if you don't feel the value, if you don't feel the value of it, right? So once I complete the discussion, I will be uploading the video. There are several students who all are engaged with my recording, so I'll upload for them. You can watch the recording unlimited time, no problem with that. Only thing is, don't share your password or any other things with your friend. The reason is it's automatically locked. For example, if you all are using your laptop, please adhere to the laptop also. Laptop. So don't use a different devices. System automatically feel that it's like a new or the, like they are doing some kind of the not accepted thing, so they automatically lock you. I also agree with you. There are some instances where your laptop is not working. No, now you need to log into with a different device. That also possible, no problem. At that moment, definitely that will lock, but you can request from us or the people who develop this, they will do the needful. Right. Okay. With that, I will come to a small presentation to highlight the things that you need to know under the paper class, right? Right. Can you all see my presentation now? Can you see the screen here? Presentation, yes or no? Can you see the presentation, the paper class for 2026? Can, no? Okay, right. Thanks for update. If you have anything, you can just raise your questions. Okay, right. Right. As I told you, it's a brief introduction. I mean, there are two things only. I mean, there are three things mainly: the introduction and why the paper class is so important for you all. And thirdly, I will get into how I'm doing this one. Right. Right. I think my name is clear. I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I'm a chartered electrical engineer. Now work in Ceylon Electricity Board as an engineer there. And I also graduated from University of Moratuwa. So these things I completed because you know that once we completed the basic degree, we can go to masters or whatever the things. So I completed that. Even my number also there. The right. Okay. I will move to this particular part, which is very, very important for you all. Why the paper class is so important, right? Paper class is so important to sharpen your skills. For example, if you do questions, when you are doing questions, actually you would able to develop your problem solving abilities, right? By doing questions, you get the ability to solve them, and also reinforces accuracy in recalling concept. For example, in the first situation, I'll just take an example, right? S equal ut plus half at squared. This is a very basic equation that we use in linear motion. Sometimes you don't feel that you feel that it's like s equal ut plus at squared or s equal ut plus half at squared. You are not so confident with this equation. The reason is you haven't practiced. That's the main reason. You don't feel it. You don't have that equation in your memory. So that is why you are in a dilemma whether it's like half at squared or at squared. So by doing paper class, time to time we engage with the questions. We need to recall the memory. By doing so, the things will be getting your mind. Right. Self-assessment. Self-assessment is very, very important. Otherwise, you will go to exam and assess yourself. Allow student to gauge their level of preparedness. That means, for example, let's say normally we all are given a paper with the time, right? 1 hour paper, 1 hour paper, right? We all give you 1 hour paper. In that time duration, if you couldn't do the paper properly, that means you can gauge your level. That means you have to prepare more than what you now hear, right? We have to prepare more. So that is like it tells you, it's kind of indication that you need to prepare more. Second part identifies chapters and concept needed for more focus. You feel that when I give a questions, vectors, under the vectors, when I give a question, you feel that you don't have much understand about this part. So that means you need to pay much focus on that part and get the more ideas, right? helps in pinpointing weakness of a target improvements. Under the vectors, triangle of vector addition. So one small section, you feel that you are not okay with that. Maybe rest of the part is clear. So you have to go to that location, I mean, pinpointing the weakness of targeted improvement. That is what I mean here, right? You have to pinpoint, you know that this is the point where I'm weak on this. So you have to improve it. The next one, enable student to seek specific help from tutors. So if you feel that you are weak in this particular area, you can request it from a tutor or teacher, even myself. So I can't understand this particular part. Can you explain it? Like that, how we know that? By doing paper class. Then only you know that. Otherwise, you feel that everything we know, but finally only we realize that we don't know anything, right? So when you engage with the paper class every day, you all are updating. What is the level you have now? What should be the level? Next point, the better preparedness lead to quicker and more accurate answers. Today, I'll be giving you a question from linear motion where S equal ut plus half at squared is involving me that. I'll be discussing this today itself, but when you do it, you don't have much idea, you don't remember. But if I do similar type of question in the next week, definitely you will score there. So that is what it means. Better preparedness leads to quick and more accurate answers. Right. Psychological preparations, very important. Reduce performance anxiety. You know that, no? When the exam is very close, you also feel very difficult to stay. Even you don't like to stay at home. The parents are asking whether you complete your part. So you also feel that you all are not in a position to answer questions. When you keep on engaged with the paper class, you don't get that issue, Lamai. That's the real scenario, real situation. Second part, the familiarizes students with various question styles. So you get the ability, you get the chance to familiarize with the various type of questions. I must tell you frankly, none of the questions were selected. None of the questions are selected from past papers. 100% guaranteed. Throughout my model paper class, I'm not taking any one of them. I'm not taking any one of them, right? So that is the best thing that you would get this during this paper class. I'm not getting you papers, past paper questions. It will be discussed in a different way. Even my theory class also, I'm discussing past paper questions. I'm not doing past papers in the model paper class here, okay? So build confidence in handling difficult questions. In advance, you all are doing difficult questions, so you don't have much worry at the exam because you have a confidence to doing those questions, difficult questions. The next one, prepares students mentally for the exam environment. So normally we give you the time. We will not increase the time. Like we provide you the time and ask you to do the paper and submit to us. Then we mark it. That's the method we use here. Right? Even when I do the MCQ questions through my website, you will be given the time. 1 hour paper means 1 hour. You don't get more than that. So 1 hour, the system will freeze. The marks will indicate there. You get the marks. You don't have a chance to retry again. That is what I mention here. The prepare students mentally for the exam environment. Right. Improve time management skills. So Lamai, most of the students complaining they don't have much time for physics paper. Even if you have brothers or sisters who complete the subject like physics, most of them would complain like the Mallio, Nangi, whatever the case, we don't have much time. We didn't have much time for the paper. So through a paper class, we will give you the time now. Through the paper class, you get that improvement. Let's say 50 questions are there. 50 questions are there, right? So when you have 50 questions, you know that when the first question is given, because you have that skill now, when the first question is given, you feel that something difficult. So you all are not wasting your time at that question. You just jump into the second part. It's a kind of skill you develop through the paper class, isn't it? Otherwise, what you are doing, you engage with the same question again and again and again, and the time pass. So 20 minutes pass for a single question. What's the point of having like this? What's the point of doing like this? So that's what I want to emphasize, Lamai. Doing a paper class is so important here. The next point, provide understand of the different paper sections. Helps in efficient time allocation based on question difficulty. So that means if you feel that certain question, that the first question, let's say in the MCQ paper, the first question is much complicated for you all. So you keep the time for to do that in the next attempt. I mean, you keep more time by doing simple questions within a very short time. So that skill will develop through a paper class. That skill develop through a paper class. Right. Ensure all the questions are answered within the time limit. That also important part. Right. Enables work on weak spot. As I highlighted, helps identify strength and weakness. When a full paper is given, some students are weak on mechanics. Some students are weak on thermal physics. So they have a chance in advance to understand what is the weak area and what is the strength area. So if you all are weak in that area, you can improve it, or else you can focus on much more attention on the strength area. Encourage targeted learning for weak areas. You can understand that now. Support personalized lessons plan from tutors. So if you feel that the linear motion, this part is projectile part is much complicated, you can go with my website and watch it. Strength weak spot to improve oral exam performance. Right. So I have 4 steps planned, right? The step 1 is till mechanics. Up to mechanics, I'll be conducting papers like this. How I conduct, I will tell you only for the first step, right? The first step is 1 hour paper, 25 MCQs. One day we will do MCQ paper. In the other week, we will do essay and structured paper. In the other week, we'll do MCQ. In the other week, we'll do essay. Like that's going like this, up to mechanics. The step 2 is like 1 hour. Step 2 is 1.5 hours paper up to oscillation waves. Once after mechanics, I'll be starting 1.5 hours paper with the oscillation waves, mechanics, measurement topics. So like 1 hour paper means we need at least 2.5 hours to discuss. The way we discuss is something different here. Step 3, after the oscillation waves completed up to gravitational field, the step 3 is developed, the 2 hour papers. 2 hour papers. Actually, now we all are doing 2 hour papers for 2025 students. Now I am like 226 paper we completed with 2025 students. Step 4 with step 5 the 2 steps at single stage, full papers with RPRC, that means rapid past paper review class with full papers. It's a 2 different case. It is too early to highlight those steps with you. When the time comes, I will explain one by one. So until the mechanics is completed, you will get 1 hour or 1.5 hour, depending on the situation. Like if I want to complete more essay questions, I'll be giving you even 1.5 hour paper also, right? So after that, we will discuss. Right. Okay, that's the thing I wanted to highlight through my presentation. Right? Do you have anything to ask before doing this question paper, before starting this question paper? As I told you, you are in step 1. You will be given the paper 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., 7:15, 7:30. I'll be starting to discuss, right? MCQ paper, you don't want to send it to me, but for essay and structure, you need to send it to me and get the correction, right? I'm not doing physical classes. I'm sorry, I'm not doing physical classes. I'm doing only online classes because you know that with my work it's difficult for me to do a physical classes. I'm fully online now. Earlier I did it in SASIP. I did the class. Even in Headway I did the class. Headway Nigambo SASIP Nugegoda, and even Gampa Samadhi I did the class. Now I full online because I can do more things with the students when I do online classes. That's the main reason. Do you have anything to ask? Right. The payment details will be highlighted. So first you need to go with January month. It's free of charge. Free of charge. You don't get any payment. You don't want to pay any amount for that. For theatre students, actually, it's a half of the payment. Right. So the ones asking me about the results of the students, I will normally not use the student results here. But anyway, since you're asking me, I will send you with the names and the index numbers. Just send me a private message. I will send you. Because I'm not normally use the students to highlight those sections. It is pointless because it's like you know that we are doing our part here as the students. They also doing their part there. So then only the things are developed. Yeah, maybe I'm not doing the classes at a headway right now. I left there like maybe 3-4 years back. After the COVID, I haven't started the classes there. I did only the online classes. Okay. Okay, the right. So you know the one more thing, it's very difficult for me to do a physical classes. The reason is I'm doing a job now, so sometimes it's very difficult for me to engage with the physical classes. But if since I'm doing online, I can do more things with the students. Believe me, for 2025 students, there are 3 classes now. So don't worry, right? I'm not doing those things with the without requirement. For 2025 students, Tuesday class is available. Tuesday class is there. Even Saturday, we started the extra classes to complete several sections in advance. So I tried my best to complete their syllabus as soon as possible. Even there are paper class. If I started to do those 3 through a physical class, I won't be able to complete. That's the main reason. So I'm so happy about doing this online classes because I can do much more things with the students. If I started to do physical classes, because you know that after working hours, I can't go somewhere else because the students also need to be there like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I can't request them to stay there. So, but online classes, you all are at home, I'm at home. Very easy to complete the things. Right, okay. Do you have anything to ask except those before come to the paper? Today also I'll be giving you paper. Only thing is, for today only, there are 20 MCQ questions. I will give you 4 questions and I will give you 10 minutes to do that. After that, I'll discuss. 10 minutes again, 4 questions, I will discuss. 10 minutes again, I will discuss. 10 minutes again, I will discuss. You get my point today only. Because I started uh, so what are the days we are having the class? definitely you have your class on this Monday. There are few requests from my students because they all are having they all are having a class, as a chemistry class or something like that on Monday. They asked me to shift that because I don't have much time on other days. So I thought of doing the class on Monday and ask them to watch the recording. I also help for them. If they have any issue, they can raise me. I will help them to clear. So don't worry, I'll take my part. I know my responsibility. I'll do that the best of my ability. I'll do my best of my ability. Don't worry. Right? Don't worry. Anything to ask except that before come to the paper? The simple thing is this: you stay with January month, check whether you get something here. If you don't get something, nothing to lose. No, you can move away. I'm not keeping you all because I have a good job. I'm not keeping you all. I'm doing my job. That's all. I'm not keeping anyone else because it's not required, right? I'm not I'm not telling any other things except the class content here. Right, okay. The few students are asking about the fees. I will tell you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will tell you. Normally, if the student who are in my theory class, half of the price, half of the price. Uh, don't worry. I will tell you. I will inform you all through the WhatsApp group. So you engage with the WhatsApp group, then you will uh, you will get these informations, right? අනිත් එක තමයි ළමයි තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන සර්ලා ගොඩක් සුරංගනා කතා කියනවා. වැදගත් වෙන්නේ දරුවෝ ඔයාලා මහන්සි වෙන එක. මම මෙතන මොනවා කළත් ඔයා කරන්නේ නැත්නම් මේ වගේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකකින් ගොඩ යන්න බෑ. Are there any students who can't understand Sinhala? I'm not trying to teach you in Sinhala. I'm just getting an idea. That's all. Are there any students who don't understand Sinhala? All right, okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not teaching in Sinhala. Don't worry, right? Okay. Right. If I start to explain in Sinhala, some students are face many difficulties at the issue. But anyway, I'm not explaining the theory section. Theory section I'm not explaining here in Sinhala because it's an English medium class. But time to time I'll be using Sinhala words. But I don't feel that there will be issue for you all. Right. Okay. With that, we will start the paper discussion. What I'm going to do, I can give you the paper for the group also, but I prefer to share my screen only for the 4 questions. Once you complete those 4 questions, I'll give you only 10 minutes, right? Only 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes for those 4 questions. That's more than enough. 10 minutes. After that, I'll discuss. Agree? Okay. Okay. So one is asking about the time. The class is from 6 to 7 for this one, for this up to mechanics, 6 to 7 or 7:30. But don't take any classes before that because I'll be increase your time. For example, when I give a 3-hour paper, I will give you like 4 p.m. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. After that, I'll discuss the 3-hour paper like that. Every day we will discuss the papers. We all are not postponing the discussion. Every day we will discuss the paper, right? Discussion will be started like 7:30, 7:15. I will tell you exact time. 7:15 or 7:30, and it will last 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Okay, that's the way I'm doing the class. I'm doing the paper class here. Okay, let's discuss this. I will share the screen. So can you take your piece of paper? I mean, can you take a piece of paper, and I'll share this paper also once I complete the discussion, because I need to give you equal time for all the students. That's the reason. And some students, they don't have facility. They don't have facility to watch the recording and doing these questions. But when I share the screen, they have that facility. So I will share the screen, but next week onwards, I will give you the paper in advance, like 6 p.m. exactly, and you can try the paper. Okay. So while you are doing this one, if you have any issue, there are two options. You can raise your hand because I am watching at the chat box. You have two options. One is use the chat box to ask question. That's one thing. Second thing, you can raise your hand, so I'll be answering your questions. Okay. If you have any other issues related to the subject, you can use my WhatsApp number. It's also with me now. You can raise it those questions there. So I will share the screen now. You have only 10 minutes, right? Complete that within 10 minutes. Time is more than enough. Take a piece of paper with the pen. You can try those 4 questions. Only the numbers is enough. Please do question number 1 to 4. I think you all can see the screen, right? Every one of you can see the screen. This is the model paper number 1 which I am doing with you. Can you all see the screen, every one of you? හැමෝටම පේනව නේද? Every one of you can see the screen, නේ? In the question number 2, there's a small correction to be done. This particular section must be within the modular sign. I think you know about the modular sign. Vector A, vector B, within the modular sign. A plus B also modular sign. So if you have done, you can just send me the WhatsApp message also with your answers, with your method also. I prefer to watch them. This is my WhatsApp number 44777069. You can use that. So you have 4 minutes only. Two minutes more. Right. Okay. The time is over now. We will move to the answers. Okay. The time is over. Right. Check your answers. Right. So I have given you. The 4 questions to you. I have already shared the 4 questions. 4 questions in your WhatsApp group. So please use that. If you want to watch the question, if you want to see the questions, use that. If I started to share the screen and let you to watch, you can't see my screen properly. That's the reason. But anyway, I already shared the 4 questions, so you can watch them through the in your WhatsApp group. Okay. Right. Okay. The first one we'll move to. This is the first question paper that we all are discussing with you. Number 1, the dimension of light year is. Dimension of light year is. What is light year? We should know it properly. Light year means the distance traveled by a light wave during an year. Distance traveled by a light wave during an year. Light wave travel with the speed of 3 10 to the power 8 ms minus 1. That means within a second 3 10 to the power 8 meter travel. Within a second it travel 3 10 to the power 8 meter. Then for convert into minutes, I should multiply it by 60. To convert into hour, I should multiply it by 60. To convert into day, I should multiply it by 24. Per year means 365. So when you simplify that, answer is from meters. The answer is from meters. When you simplify that, no need to remember this value, 9.5 10 to the power 15 meter approximately. Not exact value, but approximately this value. 9.5 meter, 9.5, 10 to the power 15 meter during an year. Light wave travel this much of distance during an year. So we want you to find the dimension of light year. Simply, light year itself is a distance. So distance dimension means what? Capital L. Capital L. Okay. So first we will discuss all those 4 questions. After that, we will discuss any other things here. Apart from this light year, SI unit for distance is meter. We have another one. Actually, the light year is used to measure very large distances. The Earth center to center of the another planet, Jupiter, whatever the case. Center to center. The distance from Earth to Moon, we normally call it the light year. It's very big amount. Not only that, there's a small unit we call the angstrom. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power what? 10 to the power watt meter. What's the value of that? 1 angstrom is equal to what? 1 angstrom. The angstrom is used to measure very small distances. Anyone else remember this? 10 to the power what? 10 to the power what? Anyone else? Any knowledgeable students? Anyone who remember? Even in my class, I discussed this. 1 angstrom is equal to what? Anyone remember? 10 to the power minus 10 meter. The angstrom, yeah, got at least 1 student is there. Very good. Right. The 1 angstrom is equal to this value. This is very, very small meter length. The radius of an atom, diameter of a neutron, diameter of a proton. So it's like the radius of a nucleus. So these things are measured based on the angstrom because it's a very small length, small measurement. We all are not discussing about the meters there. Angstrom, 5 angstrom, 2 angstrom, like that. Okay, we discussed the first question. Let's move to the second part. For the first question, the answer is what? Then number 2. Please correct yourself. Just put the numbers. Finally, we realize how many marks you would get. Number 2. A plus B equal A vector plus B vector, but within the modular sign. For number 2, if something we write like vector A, vector A plus B. Within the modular sign, that tells you what? The magnitude of the vector. When you write something, magnitude of the vector. For example, you have a vector towards that direction. It is magnitude is 15 meter, right? So modular sign of that would be 15. That's all. Magnitude only. Magnitude only. It is equal to vector A plus vector B. Vector A plus vector B. That only happen when A and B are equal. When A and B are parallel. For example, let's say the vector A magnitude is 5. Vector B magnitude is 6. So this tells you the addition of A vector and B vector. It is 11. That only happen when vector A is and vector B is along the same direction. When you have 5 magnitude, when you have 6, the resultant is the starting point to the final point. This is the resultant. This is the resultant from here to this point. It becomes 11 only when they are in the same direction, along the same direction, parallel and along the same direction. For example, let's say you have vector 5 Newton, right? Vector A is 5 Newton. Magnitude is 5. Vector B is opposite to that. So what happened? 6 Newton is here. 6 Newton. Vector B. I should draw in the same, along the same direction, right? Along the same lines, same direction. But if I draw that, I feel that you can't understand. The resultant is from here to there. The resultant is along the same line. What is the resultant value? If the two vectors are in the opposite direction, what would be the resultant of those two? One is 5, other one is 6. What is the resultant? Anyone else? Any one of you? 5 Newton towards this, 6 Newton opposite to that. What could be the resultant? Yeah, exactly. It is the 1 Newton. It is the 1 Newton. Eh? So that means the two vectors are parallel, but they are opposite now. If they are opposite, we have to take the difference of that. So the resultant is not equal to the addition of those two. Addition of those two. So definitely those two vectors need to be parallel and are in the same direction. Then only they are equal to the addition. 5 plus 6 must be equal to 11. Right? 5 plus 6 must be equal to 11. So that means both, the first one is the answer I feel. A and B are parallel to each other and are in the same direction. For example, I will come to this example. If this is the case, what could be your answer? Vector A minus vector B, magnitude of vector A minus vector B. What it means? Vector A plus B means always we are finding the resultant. Vector A plus vector B, the resultant. This tells you what? This tells you the difference of the two vectors. Difference we take always when they are what? When they are opposite to each other. Are you clear with this? Lamai, within the same question, I try to emphasize these two sections here. Resultant means a single vector which can give instead of all the other vectors. For example, a person is taking object, okay, like 5 people are taking object 20 ms minus 2, 20 ms minus 1. 5 people are taking an object like 20 ms minus 2, acceleration 20 ms minus 2. I remove all those 5 people and ask somebody else and do the same thing. 5 ms minus 2, he could able to take this one along the same direction. So that particular person is called the resultant of those 5. He could able to do the same effect instead of those 5 vectors taken together. That's why we tell it as a resultant. I hope you all are clear with this. When two vectors, let's say vector A, let's say vector B. If two vectors are in the same direction, the resultant is what? Vector A plus vector B, simply the addition. For example, you have an object which is kept on a table, 5 Newton apply on it, 3 Newton apply on it. The resultant is what actually? The resultant is equal to what? 5 Newton plus 3 Newton, what the resultant? The resultant is 8 Newton. The resultant is 8 Newton. When the same two vectors opposite to each other, 5 Newton here, 3 Newton here, the resultant is what actually? 2 Newton. Remember, maximum resultant is there when they are in the same direction. Minimum resultant is there when they are in opposite, right? But always you need to know that vectors are not always along the same direction or opposite to each other. Vectors can be inclined. Vectors can be inclined like that. 5 Newton apply, 3 Newton apply with an angle 60 degrees. With an angle. So how to find the resultant of those points? How to find the result of those two vectors? I have given you how many methods? How many methods are there for finding the result of those two vectors? How many methods are there? How many methods? 4 methods. Triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, polygon law of vector addition, resolution method. Like that, there are 4 methods to come to the answer. Remember this. Remember this. Okay. Write a small note. Write a small note. Let's consider two vectors P and Q. Let's consider two vectors P and Q. And the resultant of them, is capital R. The resultant of them is capital R. Resultant of them is capital R. Number 1. R maximum is equal to P plus Q when P and Q are along the same direction, are parallel and along the same direction. When P and Q are parallel and along the same direction. When P and Q are parallel and along the same direction. Parallel and along the same direction. R minimum equal P minus Q, given that P is greater than Q. R minimum equal P minus Q, P greater than Q. Right under that, when P and Q are opposite to each other, when P and Q are parallel and opposite to each other, better write like that. When P and Q are parallel and opposite to each other. Parallel and opposite to each other. Number 3, P and Q with theta degrees. P and Q with theta degrees. The resultant R equal P squared Q squared 2PQ cos theta. Resultant make the angle with P tan alpha equal Q sin theta P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. Right. Sometimes there are students in this class who knows about these sections, but I feel that most of the students don't remember this. I know that most of the students don't remember this. It is not your problem. It is this subject is. It is the way of doing this card. I mean, most of the things you don't remember actually. That's the case. You don't remember, Lamai. The subject like physics, we have to always engage with the certain parts. Otherwise, you don't remember, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. R squared, okay. I make a small mistake. R squared equal, sorry, yeah, R squared equal P squared. Type in error. R squared equal P squared plus Q squared, okay. So most of the students don't remember these equations. That is because they are not using these equations time to time. So through the paper class, we again revise you all. When you given a question in next time, definitely you do this one with a kind of much confidence, kind of memory. Okay, shall we move to the? I know that even when I tell the triangle law of vector addition, you might have a kind of doubt now. Polygon law of vector addition, you might have a doubt. That's the simple nature. Resolution method, doubt. So what you need to do? Go to your books, watch them, see them, and try your best to understand. If you feel that still difficult to understand, watch my recording because you have the unlimited recordings there. Get the chance of it. You don't get this chance, I think none of where. I think you don't get that chance anywhere else. Most of the teachers they allow only few. I don't know. I think most of the teachers they allow only few hours. So you got that. You get this chance. Watch them and get the thorough understanding. Let's move to the third question now. You have anything to ask anyone else? Do you have anything to ask here? Anything to ask any one of you? If you don't have, I will move to question number 4. No, question number 3, sorry. Question number 3. When the dimension of length, mass, and the force are considered as length dimension is taken as L, mass, capital M, force, capital F. So don't tell me that MLT minus 2 because it's not required here. It's given as F. Dimension of time is to find the time, there's a relation between the force equal mass into acceleration. Since we were given these three only, what we try to do, we try to make acceleration with the known things. Here the force equal mass, acceleration velocity divided by the time, force, mass, velocity means displacement divided by the time, displacement divided by the time, You have 1 whole, that means 2 squared. Now you can find the dimension of time. Force dimension is capital F, mass dimension capital M. Displacement is another type of length. Length, displacement, dimension is same, L. Time t squared, let's say t squared. T squared equal ml divided by F. ml capital F minus 1. Now you can take the root of this. T squared, that means t equal m root L root F minus root. What is the answer? Fifth one is the answer, right? The fifth one is the answer for this. Anything to ask regarding this question? So don't try to use F equal the force for the MLT minus 2. You can't use that because they have given you take the dimension of force as F. If you're trying to use that's wrong. Okay there. So I know that few students would at least try to use MLT minus 2. Right? MLT minus 2. That's also kind of thing. But anyway, you can't use that because they ask you to take capital F. If you don't have anything, shall I move to the question number 4? Question number 4. The relationship between some physical quantities is shown in the following expression. The expression is given. Number 4. X equal a squared plus b divided by c minus d. X equal that. The relationship between some physical quantities is shown in the following expression. This is the equation. Maximum percentage errors that can be occurred when measuring A, B, C, D quantities respectively are 2%, 1%, 2%, 1%. Percentage error of X is. Very simple question if you know the theory section. Right? Right. Can one of you tell me the students who did this question? What's the answer you got? Can you put that number in the chat box if you have done it? Anyone else? Anyone done it? Completed it? කවරි කරපු කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවද? Okay. At least one student, right? Only one, I think. One has answer. Okay, I will discuss this. The very important point here is when you are given a percentage, you're actually measuring A, you have error. Measuring B, you may have error. Measuring C, you have error. Measuring D, you may have error. What is the percentage error? If I go with the definition, first I must tell you the fractional error. Fractional error. Fractional error equal maximum error divided by the reading. Right? Maximum error equal what? Least count of the instrument. Least count of the instrument. Least count of the instrument. Right? What is the least count? Least count means simply the minimum measurement that you can take from any instrument. Minimum measurement that you can take from any instrument. ඔයාට instrument එකකින් මයින්න පුළුවන්, measure කරන්න පුළුවන් minimum measurement එකට තමයි අපි කියන least count එක කියලා. For example, meter ruler, least count is how much? What is the least count of meter ruler? Least count of meter ruler? 1 millimeter. Normal vernier caliper, what's the least count? Normal vernier caliper? 0.1 millimeter. Normal micrometer screw gauge, what's the least count? 0.01. Normal sperometer, what's the least count? 0.01. Like that, you should have an idea. Okay, that's fine. When the time comes, I will explain those instruments also. Right. So maximum error equal least count of the instrument. Okay, that means the fractional error equal least count divided by the reading. Percentage error, when it comes to the percentage error, it is the percentage of the fractional error. Least count divided by the reading into 100%. Percentage of the fractional error. That's what we call the percentage error. What are the special things in the percentage error? So when you are given a kind of equation, for example, x is given with the four variables, 4 measurements. Percentage error, when there's an addition or subtraction, percentage error would what happen? What happened to the percentage error? They would add together. When the two percentages, when the addition or subtraction takes place, percentage error would add it together. That's the first thing. Second thing, when a multiplication or division takes place, percentage error again add together. Those are the two things you need to remember. Are you clear with this? I will come to the question that you can understand. For example, if somebody asks you to find the percentage error of it, if you know the percentage error of it, it get added. Percentage error of it get added. When the division takes place, that also get added. So as a conclusion, you need to remember, when the addition takes place, when a subtraction takes place, percentage error would add it together, would add. Are you clear with this? Okay, the තේරෙන්නත්තම් කියන්න ඕන. තේරුණා වගේ ඉන්න එපා. I can't see you ne. Clear the before come to the question I'm asking in this. Okay, the right. Look at here the percentage error of A. Percentage error of A, it is 2%. Right? Percentage error of B, it is 1%. Percentage error of C, it is 2%. Percentage error of D, it is 1%. It is 1%, right? So I wanted to write this particular part. Fractional error equal maximum error divided by the reading. Can you please write topic? Just not a topic, like a point form, because these are very, very important for MCQ. Fractional error equal maximum error divided by the reading. Maximum error is equal least count of the instrument. Fractional error equal then least count divided by the reading. Percentage error equal then least count divided by reading into 100%. Percentage error is the fractional error percentage of the fractional error. Okay, ne? Right. Here, a squared means a multiplied by a. So that means a squared. A squared means a multiplied by a. So the percentage error of a squared is the percentage error of a plus percentage error of a, because they are the product of those two. This is 2%. Again, it is 2%. It is 4%. Right? Then a squared plus b, 4% plus percentage error of 1, b. C minus D means percentage error of C 2% plus percentage error of D 1%. A squared plus B divided by C minus D means this is actually 5%, this is actually 3%, 5% plus 3%, which is 8%. So as the student, you need to remember those things. What is the first thing? When the addition or subtraction takes place, percentage error of measurements added together. Shall you write that note? Shall you write that? When there's an addition or subtraction of measurements, when there's an addition or subtraction of measurements, percentage error of those added together. Second point. When those measurements, leave line and write, when those measurements are multiplied or divided, when those measurements are multiplied or divide, percentage error added again. Percentage errors are added again. Right. So that is how it comes. A squared means A multiplied by A. So that means the percentage error of A need to be added with that. That is 4%. A squared plus B squared, B means here this must be 4, B percentage error 1. You need to write percentage error of this, percentage error of this, percentage error of this. It has to be highlighted like that. Are you clear with this? Okay, shall we come to the next 4 questions? Are there anything to ask? How you feel that you all are going well? Or am I too fast, too slow, or moderate? Is it okay? So I need your feedback to continue the sessions, because I can't see you. To see your faces, I can't see you. Is it okay up to now? Right. I think the students are telling like it's like going well up to now. So far it's going well, right? Okay. I just want to know the speed also. Some students, I don't know whether it's all okay with that. If you feel that the speed is so too high, let us know, right? Let us know. Because finally you need to get a good results. That the ultimate goal. Finally, you need to proud your parents. Remember, they are doing lot of things for you all. Make them happy. Make them happy. That's the only thing you can do. They never ask you money. Eh? They never ask you money. They spend a lot of things for you all, spending time, spending money, spending their everything for you all. So only thing you can do is get a good results. That's the only thing you can do, right? Remember that. Remember that you have only 2 years, less than 2 years. If you plan it well, if you plan it well with a good purpose, definitely you will succeed. Plan it well. So that's the only thing you can do to your parents. They are the people who really loves you. Except I don't know other people. They are the people who really loves you. So remember that you can make them happy and make them proud. So when let's say your father and mother, so you're like in a party, somebody asks you how about your results, your daughter or son. So let them make them happy, right? You got 3 years, 3 years, right? That's the way of you need to think like that, Lamai, because none of the person would do this kind of thing for you all except your parents. Remember that. We can tell many things. We can tell many things as outsiders, but remember, you need to understand how many things that your parents would do for you, right? There are no other people uh, who contribute than them, right? Okay, let's move to the next four questions. Next four question. I'll again share the screen. Right, question number 5 to 8. Can you see the screen now? If I do like this, can you? No, only thing is, if I do like this, can you see the screen? 5 to 8. 5 to 8. Okay, ne? 5 to 8. I think you can see that. Right. Can you try that one? 5 to 8. Right. So you will have again 10 minutes for that. Let's do this one. The time started. You have 10 minutes. Try that. So there's a small typing error in the question number 7. In which of the following answers have the dimension L minus 1 of the ratio between the two quantities mentioned? If you divide by those quantities, which one has the dimension of L minus 1? There's a small correction in number 7. Two minutes more. You have only 2 minutes. Right. I share the screen. Sorry, I send you the questions to your WhatsApp group. So please get the idea when I discuss the questions. Right. Let us move to question number 5. Consider the following statement about the spirometer. I think you know about the spirometer. Maybe you have a certain idea now. Spirometer. A glass rod is used to bring all those 4 legs of the spirometer to a one flat surface before taking reading. Yes, that is required because we need to know that we have to keep this glass flat rod or the glass rod like this. It's not a plane mirror. When you keep this one leg here, another leg here, another leg here, and the movable leg, that means the screw, need to be taken to the same plane. Same plane. That is a requirement. That's a kind of requirement. Okay. That's a kind of requirement. First one is correct. The tip of the movable leg coincides with the reflection of the tip which is seen through the glass. Actually, the coinciding is wrong. It is actually what? It is actually touched with the reflection. Coinciding means when you have something like that, this also coinciding, right? This also coinciding. Touching means like this. It need to be touched. If you take this as a glass plate, this image develop at this position. So the coinciding means you are keeping your leg like this. That's also coinciding. The image is developed here. The coinciding. It's wrong. It need to be touched with the image. Touched with the image. The number B also wrong. Either anything to ask. Number B also wrong. Number 2 is wrong. Number 3, the plane mirror is not suitable for leveling the legs. Is also suitable. Sorry, is also suitable. No, it's not suitable. The reason is the plane mirror has a thickness. A thickness like the plane mirror has a coating here where it's always with the distance. You can't touch the image of it using the plane mirror. You can't touch the image if you are using the plane mirror. The coating, the silver coating is at this layer, you can't touch it. So these things actually will learn much more detail under the optics also. For the answer number, question number 5, the answer is number A. Number A. Number 1 only. Let us move to number 6. Question number 6. Number 6. Equation of wave is given by y equal a sine omega x over v minus k, right? X over v minus k. Omega angular speed, v linear velocity, dimension of x and k respectively are. We know that sine, whatever the things, it should be an angle, no dimension. Cos, no dimension. Tan, no dimension, right? Log, no dimension. Are you clear with this? The content within brackets should not have any dimension. Sine, this must be an angle. This must be an angle. So if I take x here, x is dimensionless. If I take that as xy over z, xy over z should be dimensionless. Dimensionless කියලා කියන්නේ dimensionless කියලා කියන අපි 1 දාන්නේ. Dimensionless. xy over z dimensionless. Let's say tan z. Z is dimensionless. Okay, if you take this particular sign, xy over z, xy over z is dimensional because it's just a number. Xy over z is dimensionless. Are you clear with this theory part? Are you clear with this section? Sine වල cos වල tan වල ඔක්කොම angles තියෙන්නේ. ඒ angles වල dimensions නැහැනේ. එතකොට dimensions නැහැ කිව්වහම x වල dimension තියෙන්න බෑ. xy or z වල dimension තියෙන්නත් බෑ. z වලට මම කියන්නේ මෙන්න මෙයා z වලට තියෙන්න බෑ. මෙයාට තියෙන්න බෑ. මෙන්න මෙයාට තියෙන්න බෑ. xyz මෙයා ගත්තොත් log xy z කියලා කියන්නේ it's just a number. Are you all clear with this? Yes or no? Maybe you don't remember, but it is there. Okay, so that means sine this particular quantity should not have a dimension. That means omega x over v minus k dimensionless. Dimensionless means 1. We should make it as 1. Omega dimension. Omega is they ask you to take v equal omega into radius. That means this particular value is equal to v over r. V over r. Omega is equal to, they have given us v equal r omega. That means instead of omega, v over r we can write x over v minus k equal 1. That v over r, x over v, k dimension. Okay. X over r, the reason is v cancel, x over r minus v k over r dimension equal to 1. So that tells me these two must have the same dimension. X over r dimension, x over r dimension must be equal to v over r into k dimension. X over r should not have any dimension. If this is the case, it must be equal to 1. That means dimension of x must be equal to the dimension of radius. Radius means L. මෙයාගේ dimension නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ. මෙයාගේ dimension නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට තමයි dimensionless වෙන්නේ. vk over r dimensionless. V means the speed. It is lt minus 1. R means the radius L into k dimension equal 1. L cancel, k dimension equal 1 over t minus 1, it is t. Dimension of k equal t. So what is the answer then? What is the answer for that? Fifth one, right? Sorry, fifth one, yeah. L and t, the dimension of x and k means L and t. I try to go much fast, but I want you to understand this. Are you okay with this or not clear? හරිද මේක ක්ලියර්ද හැමෝටම පැහැදිලිද? Okay නේ, right. Right. ඒ කියන්නේ sine ඇතුලේ තියෙන මේක angle එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Angle වලට dimensions නැහැ. Dimensionless එකක් quantity එක. ඒතකොට මෙයා dimensions නැති නිසා තමයි මම මෙහෙම ලියන්නේ. ඒතකොට මේකේ omega කියන එක යාලා කියලා දෙනවා v equal r omega. V කියලා කියන්නේ speed, radius, omega. ඒතකොට omega instead of omega I use v over r, x over v minus k. I remove the brackets. Now we have this. මෙයා dimensions නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ. මෙයා dimensions නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට dimensionless වෙන්නේ. Based on that I got this answer. Right. Let's move to number 7. In which of the following answers have the dimension of the ratio between, in which the following answers have the dimension L minus 1 of the ratio between the two quantities mentioned? Two quantities mentioned. Number 4, I will tell you how to do this one. The number 1, momentum and impulse. Maybe you don't know about these sections. Momentum and impulse. Momentum and impulse. Dimension of momentum divided by dimension of impulse. Momentum, it is mass into velocity, mlt minus 1. Impulse means, what is that impulse? Impulse means what? Impulse is equal to force multiplied by the time. Force mlt minus 2, time means t. Impulse means force multiplied by the time. Sometimes you don't know about these sections. Cancel. T minus 1 cancel. That means 1. Dimensionless. It comes with dimensionless. Right? Number 8, refractive index, coefficient of friction. No dimension. There's no dimension for that. Refractive index, we don't have a dimension. Just write refractive index and coefficient of friction are dimensionless quantities. Refractive index and coefficient of friction are dimensionless quantities. Work and moment. Work, force multiplied by the displacement. Work, dimension divided by moment. Work means force multiplied by the displacement. Moment means again force multiplied by the displacement. It is dimensionless quantity because force into D cancel. Dimensionless. Pressure and the spring constant. Pressure divided by the spring constant. Pressure and the spring constant. Pressure ml minus 1 t minus 2. Spring constant, it is actually, you don't know, it is actually force divided by the spring constant is equal force divided by extension of the length, simply length. Force divided by the length. Dimension. ml minus 1 t minus 2 divided by force mlt minus 2. Length is again L. L cancel here. M cancel, t minus 2 cancel. The answer is L minus 1. It's the answer. We will come to the 5th one also. Displacement, wavelength. Displacement over wavelength. Displacement over wavelength. Displacement means what? Displacement means simply a length, L. Wavelength is again a length. So cancel dimensionless. So like that, they become dimensionless. The answer is number 4. When you do some questions, actually sometimes you don't feel the question. The reason is some words are not familiar to you all. Let us move to number 8. Question number 8. Question number 8. What should be the angle between the two vectors which are 5 Newton and 6 Newton to obtain the product of 91, the resultant of 91. It must be the resultant 91. You have two vectors. One is 5 Newton, other one is the 6 Newton. This angle must be theta. Let's say that angle is theta. The resultant is 91. The resultant is 91. Root 91. Okay. The resultant is 91. Root 91. Here, R squared equal P squared plus Q squared 2PQ cos theta we can apply. That's the equation we learned, right? R squared equal P squared plus Q squared 2PQ cos theta. R squared root 91. Take the root of it. Equal P. P looks like 5. Q looks like 6. 5 squared. Q 6 squared. 2, 5 into 6 cos theta. Root 91 squared. What's the value of 91? Root 91 means what? When I take the square of it, 91. Here 25, 5 squared 25, it is 36, 2 into 30 cos theta. 91 minus 25 minus 36, sorry, plus 36, which is equal 25. That means this becomes 61, isn't it? 61 plus 60 cos theta. 91 minus 61, 60 cos theta. 91 minus 61 means 30, 60 cos theta. Cos theta equal 30 divided by 60, which is half. Cos theta equal half. Cos theta equal half means half is equal to which value? Cos which value? Cos which value? Half is equal to cos which value? Anyone else? Anyone of you? Yeah, exactly. Very good. It's 60. Yeah, it is 60 degrees. Cos 60 is equal to that. Cos 60 is equal to that. That means theta is equal to 60 degrees. So don't you feel that when I started the very first question, I told you kind of idea about R squared equal P squared plus Q squared 2PQ cos theta. When you have discussions, I'm pretty sure that at least few students should get this idea in order to answer this question. If the time permit, you could do this one. Are there any student like that? Anyone else? Any one of you? Yeah, Shenodea, I can give you a break, but I prefer to do another 2 questions. Then it become 10, number 2 questions, and I will definitely give you a break. Since it's the very first day, I thought of doing only 10 questions with you. The balance 10 question I will give you, try yourself, right? Because I need you to give the time for you to do the questions. We will take a small break after that also, right? Shall we do another 2 questions? Is it okay? Another 2 questions? Is it okay? Another 2 questions? Yes or no? Right. Okay. Another 2 questions. Then you completed the 10th question. 10th question, question number 10. Right. We will take another 2 questions here. Question number 9 and 10. Try yourself. Question number 9 and 10. Try yourself. Question number 9 and 10. Question number 9 and 10. Don't look at number 11. Try only 9 and 10. Another 2 minutes. Right, done. Ne? Shall I start? Shall I start it to discuss discussion? I think I share with the screen. I think I share with your group. Yes, I share with the group. Let me to discuss these 2 questions. Right. Okay. Let me to start discussion number 9 and 10. 9 and 10. Okay. Question number 9. The length, breadth, and the height of a cube is 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter, and 20 centimeter respectively. When taking above measurements in error of 1 millimeter, each is occurred, the value of the percentage error occurs measuring its volume mix. Right. Here, if you have a cube like this, now the cube, like cubical thing, this is, let's say, A, this is B, and this must be C. Right? A is considered as the length. A is considered as the length. B is the breadth. C is the height. The percentage error, percentage, this is for the question number 9. Percentage error of A equal. Percentage error of A equal. It is the maximum error divided by the reading. Maximum error is 1 millimeter. Divided by the reading, it is 10 centimeter means 100. 100 millimeter into 100%. That means 1% error. Error of A, it is 1%. Then similarly, percentage error of B, it is 1 millimeter is the maximum error. Reading is given as 10 centimeter again. That means 100 millimeter into 100%, it is cancel 1% error. 1% error. Percentage error of say maximum error 1 millimeter, reading equal 20, that means 200 millimeter into 100%. So don't forget to make it millimeter, same minute, same minute, same minute, same minute. That means 0.5%. So when you take the volume lemma A, volume must be equal to BC, the cross-section area, into length, BCA, simply ABC. Percentage error of the volume, percentage error of volume equal what? Anyone else? What we need to do? These measurements are the product now. What we need to do? Percentage error of, if you learn the previous questions, now you have the answer. Yeah, exactly. Very good. Gayani. I don't know whether I pronounce her name properly. I think. Yeah, I think Gayani. Okay, very good. We need to add them. Look at it. That's what I am telling you. If you use the concept properly, the next attempt is easy. That's the nature of the subject. Learn to do like that. Make a strategy to do this one. Here, a percentage error of A is 1%, plus percentage error of B is 1%, plus percentage error of C is 0.5%. So altogether it's added. That means 2.5%. 2.5% is the answer. Third one is the answer for this question. Shall I come to question number 10 also? Question number 10. Look at the screen. I'm sharing the screen. Question number 10 again. Look at here what they asked from. Can you see? I think you all can see my screen now. The least count of a spirometer is 0.01 millimeter. That means the least count of means what? The minimum measurement that you can take from the instrument. Reading shown by figure A and B respectively. When you are taking a measurement, from a spirometer, you need to make sure you all are taking the measurement. I mean, the circular scale is above the zero mark of the linear, or zero scale is below the zero mark of the linear. This is the linear center zero scale. This is the zero position, right? This become 1, 2 like that, 1, 2 like that. If your circular scale is positioned somewhere here, that means above the zero mark. Above the zero mark means what we need to do, you just read the maximum reading that you can read from the linear scale only, plus coinciding number into least count. Coinciding number into least count, right? If it is below, for example, if it is below, let's say somewhere here, the number is like 20. How to find the reading? Total number of division, let's say 100, minus the coinciding number into least count. That's what we need to do. That is the method, right? I will explain this one with the diagram for you to remember, right? There are two methods. When you all are taking the measurement from the spirometer, make sure, is it above the zero mark? Is it below the zero mark? If it is above, different method. If it is below, different method. Okay. Write a sub question, write a small question. How to take the reading? How to take the reading from a spirometer? Spirometer. Based on the position. Based on the position based on the position, based on the position of the circular scale, of the circular scale, and 0 mark of the linear scale. 0 mark of the center 0 linear scale. 0 mark of the center 0 linear scale. Center 0, we call it center 0 scale. Right. Number A. This is the method. Number A. Look at it, I will draw it. Let's say this is the center 0 scale. 1, 2. None 2. Here, your mark is like 20. Least count here is 0.01 millimeter. It's given. Right? Simple A. Write that simple A. When circular scale is above the 0 mark of the linear scale. When circular scale, simple A, when circular scale is above the 0 mark, above the 0 mark of the linear scale, of the linear scale, of the linear scale. So what we need to do? Reading equal. Reading of the linear scale, reading equal. Simple, reading equal, reading of the linear scale plus coinciding number of the circular scale multiplied by least count. Accordingly, reading equal, reading of the linear scale 0, 1 millimeter plus coinciding number 20 here, 20 to least count 0.1 millimeter. It is 1.20 millimeter. It is the reading. Okay? Understood? හරිද? හැමෝටම තේරුණාද? ඒ කියන්නේ 0 මාක් එකට උඩින් තියෙනකොට අපි වෙනම විදිහකට රීඩින් ගන්නෙ. 0 මාක් එකට පල්ලෙහෙන් තියෙනකොට වෙනම රීඩින් වෙනම විදිහට අපි ගන්නෙ. ඕකේනේ? Right. Next point. Next point, number B. Number B. When circular scale is below the when circular scale, number B, when circular scale is below the 0 mark of the linear scale. 0 mark of the linear scale. Here, this is placed now 20. The same number, I will take the same number. How to take that? Reading of the linear scale same way, 1 millimeter, but coinciding number of the circular scale is wrong. It need to be changed. What is that? Plus here total number of division. Please write like this. Total number of division of the circular scale. I'm repeating again. Minus reading of the linear scale plus total number of division of the circular scale. Total number of division of the circular scale minus coinciding number of the circular scale into least count. I hope everyone could understand this. Okay, there. Right? Reading equal reading of the linear scale plus total number of division of the circular scale minus coinciding number of the circular scale into least count. I'm not trying to teach you lessons, but I'm just revising what you learned. So the reading in this particular case, this is the zero, center zero. Now the circular scale is here. 1 millimeter plus the total number of division is 100 minus the coinciding number is 20. Least count is 0.01. 1 millimeter plus 0.80 millimeter. Answer is 1.80 millimeter. Is the answer. Right, shall we come to the question now? Right. The least count of a spirometer is given. The reading shown by the figure A and B respectively. It's above the zero mark now. Very clear. Look at here. The maximum reading you can read from the main scale is 1 millimeter. The balance we have to take from the circular scale 82. 82 number into least count 0.01, which is 1.82 millimeter. It's the first reading you get. 1.82 millimeter. It's 1.82. It is not here. No. Only the answer is 1 and 2. 1 or 2. Second part. Right. Second part. Here, this is the zero mark. 1, 2. That means below the zero mark, 2 is the maximum reading you can read from the main scale. 2 millimeter. Plus the coinciding number 16. But it has to be go with the different method. Total number of division we need to consider. 82 means how many total number of division would be there? It is 100. We should know that. We should have that knowledge. It's definitely 100 divisions. Minus 16. Minus 16 into least count. 0.01. 2 millimeter plus 84. 84 into 0.01 millimeter, 2.84 millimeter. It's the answer. It's the answer for this question. What is the answer then? Second one is the answer for that. Right. Okay. Second one is the answer. Anyone got 10 out of 10? Last few questions I done in like bit fast. 10 out of 10 out of more than 8. Oh, very good. Can I know your school, Pran? I can't understand your name properly. Can I know? There's one student who got 9 marks. Can I know your name? Name and school. Okay. Okay, very good. Lyceum where? So keep on doing like that. But where it's northeast. North NE means northeast, right? Nurali, I'm sorry. Nurali, maybe. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's very good actually. Keep on doing like that. Since you all are getting 9 marks out of 10, that's really appreciated. Very good. Keep on doing that way. There's a one student who got 8 also. Padmanathan. Can I know your school, please? And Chanodya, can I know your school also? Sujata, okay. Chanodya. Sujata Vidya. Okay, fine. Norelia, okay, Papnathan. Okay, that's great. Okay, few students from Norelia also, right? That's great. Right. Here there are another 10 questions I prepared, but I don't think that it is time for you to do that because you like you know that it's like the kind of the first day, right? First day that if I started to discuss those 10 questions also, you feel difficult to stay since it's online class. So let me do put that into the next week. But anyway, if somebody wants, I can share those 10 questions with you, the full paper. And I'm sharing with the request, you need to do this one, right? You need to do this one. You need to do that and send me the answers. So I will check and let you know then. Because since the very first day, I thought of winding up the class bit early. It's better to have, because you will engage with online class since the first day. It's better to go with that way, right? And I want you to get your feedback. Please send me your feedback, whether how about the class, the things that we discussed up so far, and the speed and the things I explained here, and the clarity of my voice and the video clarity. Those things, it's better. All are welcome, right? Do you have anything to ask anyone else? Anything to ask anyone of you? So next week we'll do essay paper. Essay paper. Please look at your measuring instrument parts. Probably there will be a one question from there. Anything to ask any one of you? The paper will be given you 6 p.m. exactly, and we'll finish at 7. We'll start the discussion 7:15 or 7:30. I'll tell you the time. Right. It will conduct like 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Let's say at 10 I can complete those questions. Today it's like a bit different because I started to discuss the concept, started to discuss the things that I am going to discuss inside the class. So it took some certain time. Right, okay. Thanks for joining the live class. Always try to join the live class. I'll be uploading this video tomorrow. Right, tomorrow hopefully I can upload this video. Please join the live class. We will meet again on next week, right? With the proper, you better study and join the class. That's better, right? Okay, we'll meet again on next week. If you have anything, you can send me the message. I will most welcome. Okay.